Boom. It is Monday night, and that is time for not one but two Monday Night Football games as we kick off the first week of the 2018 NFL season. We are going to focus on the late slate because it's cashing season, and we want to give you as much time to prepare for this Boom Fantasy $1,000,000 contest as possible. And I brought in un experto for this contest, and that is Nick from DFI. Do you speak a lot of Spanish at Big Play Coach Jay?
Not much. Took Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 in high school, and I remember like green and eggs and like head and hat, just random stuff that's useless.
Well, green is verde, which is also kind of like truth, verdad. So I doubled your vocabulary, and we're gonna bring the verdad in this
I'll take
contest.
it.
The truth. How's that for a segue? I'm a pro.
That sounds perfecto.
Oh yeah, boy. We are focusing on Rams Raiders. It's an 8-question contest with a top prize of $1,000,000. You might have heard about it. Hey, $1,000,000 contest every slate on Boom Fantasy. You heard? Question number 1. Most passing yards. Jared Goff versus Derek Carr. What do you like here?
I like Goff
Yeah.
in this one. I think Gruden is gonna take the Raiders back about 2 or 3 decades as
Yeah.
far as what their offense is capable of.
Yeah.
And Goff just has so many weapons with Woods and Cup and Cooks and Gurley. I think he's going to be able to spread it around on the Raiders all night.
Better offense, better play caller. I got to side with Goff. Let's go to question 2 because this one feels like it doesn't need anything else. Most rushing yards. This one also kind of feels like a gimme. Todd Gurley's in there with Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, and Malcolm Brown as a D-bet. I love it. What do you got here for most rushing yards?
I have a lot of shares of Marshawn Lynch in
Yeah, me
best
too.
ball drafts
Mhm.
and season-long drafts. I'm not picking Marshawn Lynch right
No,
here.
no,
I'm
no, no, no.
picking Todd Gurley
Yes,
because
yes.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, because Todd Gurley. I thought you were
That's
going to
it.
break down, but it's
Nope.
because Todd Gurley.
That's it, Rick, because Todd Gurley.
Marshawn Lynch might get in the end zone, but mostly he's just going to be meeting his friend Aaron Donald at the line of scrimmage. Most receiving yards. This where it starts to get real interesting, except because I like one receiver over everything in this matchup, but he's not in this question. Most receiving yards is Cooper Kupp, Jordy Nelson, Seth Roberts, and Tyler Higbee, Rams tight end. So what do you like for this very interesting 3 white wide receiver most receiving yards question?
Yeah, this one is,
I had to
is
include it.
weird.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going with Cup because I think he is the most vertical threat out of these options. I don't necessarily like him more than the other ones.
Okay.
But Jordy, I think, is going to play the possession, red zone role that Crabtree vacated. Jordy's also getting quite old.
Yes.
He's not as fast as he once was. So I'm going to go with Cup on this one.
Question 4, most receptions. This is where some of the names are starting to evolve here. Robert Woods, Jordy Nelson, Jared Cook cracks it in, and Brandon LaFell, new face, new place as a D-bet. What do you like here?
I'm going actually quite contrarian on this and going with my boy Jared Cook.
Oh, I thought you were going to say LaFell, man.
Oh, no, I can't go that contrarian.
Okay.
It's weird because A.J. Green was underrated and then LaFell was even more underrated.
Shout out to Marvin Lewis for burying your stars.
Yeah, good job, Marvin.
Yeah.
This safe play is probably Jordy.
Probably.
But I'm going with Cook.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like that. I think Cook will be able to work a lot of short routes. I'm telling you, Gruden telling me he's going to run the offense through Amari Cooper scares me off of every receiver. Even when it comes to short passing games, it could just be Carr, Marshawn, and Cooper, which would be great for fantasy, a high concentration of volume, but rough for these questions when neither of those guys are available. Question 5, most total touchdowns. This is where we get the big names. We got Brandon Cooks, Amari Cooper, Robert Woods, and your boy Jared Cook sliding right back in on a D-bet. I like Amari Cooper here just because of the force-fed nature that we've talked about. So what do you like here? Do you agree with me, or do you want to go with Bobby Woods or Cooks the deep threat?
Nah, I'm going with Cooper as well. He's had issues in the past with how well he performs in the red zone.
Yeah.
Last year, he was a little bit better in that area. I know he's been working at it diligently because he constantly gets feedback about it that he can't do it. So, and you already mentioned how Gruden really wants to get the ball to Cooper. I don't think Cook is a very good red zone target. Woods I like, but again, there's so many weapons for the Rams, and I think they're gonna pound it with Gurley when they're down there close to the end zone. And Woods is not exactly a deep threat.
Yeah, if you told me that both teams were going to score 4 touchdowns, I could argue that no Rams receiver is going to score more than 1 because Gurley will get 2, and Amari
Yep.
Cooper could have 3 on that same distribution, unless they're inside the 5, and then I think Marshawn Lynch is going to get the ball. What a radical, nonsensical theory I just proposed. Let's get weird for question 6, because this is one of the wackiest questions that I've seen on any slate at Boom. This is most passing touchdowns or made field goals. You like this?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm about weird, and this is definitely weird. Anytime you're putting quarterbacks and kickers on the same level, one, you're lying to yourself, but two, you're making things weird, and I love it.
Hey, they both win games.
Yeah, they do, or they both definitely lose games
Hey,
and get the finger pointed at them like you are the reason we lost.
you're at your own 20 with 2 minutes left, down 2. You need both of those guys. You don't need one of those guys. You need both of those guys. All right.
And
Facts
the one
out.
that you definitely want to have in that situation is Greg the Leg.
I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a no-brainer.
Yes. Legatron, he won me weeks last year in fantasy. Like, he did it for my team. It wasn't the other guys, just Legatron. I'm actually going with him. I may be going with him just because I love him dearly and hold him close to my heart. But I also think he's a really good kicker. And I think that's going to be spread around a lot for both of these offenses. So I'm going with Legatron.
I think there's a lot of love there. There's a lot of love for Legatron, and it's well placed. I think when it gets down into the red zone, green zone, however you want to call it, Carr and Goff are more likely to defer to their physical running backs and less likely to accumulate those multiple touchdowns. And I think that you'll be able to see more movement from the Rams than you will the Raiders, and that's going to set up Zerline for more opportunities. As wacky as a question that is, I think this might be the easiest question in the contest.
Mm-hmm.
That means we'll probably get it wrong.
Yeah, we will, 100%.
You are 2 questions away from $1 million. You're welcome. Most receiving yards. How many yards for Amari Cooper? Let me hear your range. Let me hear the outcomes. What do you think?
Oh man, this one was really difficult for me. I love Cooper this year because I think he's very talented, and also because Gruden really wants to go to him.
Yeah.
But it is a tough matchup. The Rams secondary is much improved after adding Talib and Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say about 60 yards for Cooper.
My only problem with this is, do you remember Cooper's monster game last season?
Against the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that was Marcus Peters.
Yep, that was Marcus Peters.
That's
so
right.
If Talib can get in his head, that's one thing. But if Marcus Peters is across from him, I think Cooper's going to be licking his chops a little bit. I want to go 89. Last question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
$1 million coming your way. And I think this is one of the more volatile receivers in the history of fantasy football. Brandon Cooks, receiving yards, Monday night, last night of the week. What do you see for me?
I don't really like Brandon Cooks.
Me neither. I hate him so much.
I don't ever play Brandon Cooks
Never.
because he is here or he is like way down here. Like there's no middle for him. I'll probably say 40 yards.
That's not even one catch for Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. It's a half a catch. Let's see if we can pull that off tonight or tomorrow night. I'm going with a low for Cooks. I just think there's a lot of options there. It's early in the season.
Yeah.
That chemistry might not be there for Goff and Cooks yet. I'm going low end.
That clip of McVay giggling at Cooks' speed in training camp is not lost on me. There will be some sort of second quarter play where they play action and just huck a deep bomb to Brandon Cooks. And for that, I'm going to go with 79 because I think he will be able to catch one and then maybe
one
a
catch
screen.
for 79.
Yeah, one catch for 79 yards is my projection. I think that's fair. I don't want to give him too small. Like, I don't think he'll produce, but I can't give him too small of a number because one catch will blow that number out of the water.
You'll tilt. Yeah, you'll tilt as soon as he gets that bomb.
It's Brandon Cooks. I tilt whenever he's on the field. That's it. 8 questions, $1 million. You're welcome. Week 1 in the books, but don't worry. We'll be right back for another episode because Thursday Night Football is right around the corner. We made it to football season, people. It's incredible. Nick, tell them where they can find your expert analysis and an easy way to cash money.
DailyFantasyInsider.com. We have war rooms where you can ask questions. You can see our top plays. I will be in the war room all day, Saturday, Sunday morning, and then our co-founders Justin McMahon and Christian Abenicio will be in the war room on Sunday night to get you prepared for these primetime games, these 2 Monday night games and the Sunday night game.
War, huh, good God, y'all. What is it good for? Cashing all your lineups. Did I do it right?
You maybe got those backwards.
Well, I'll study up. We got until Thursday.
Yeah, you got
Until
time to
then,
practice.
I will see you at Big Play Coach Jay. Give him a follow. Give us a follow. Give us a like, share, subscribe. You know what it is. It's Rick Rosen for Boom Fantasy. Enjoy your night.